Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
board gamey things.
Exactly. Happy winter, everybody. It's that time of the year again, time for the snow to fall and for me to give you the best winter board game recommendations ever. And if you're like, where are you? Yeah, we're still upstairs. We're still in janky setup, but it's fine. Somebody in our last video, they actually said I kind of like the janky setup. Who needs equipment, apparently? Anyways, for anybody that doesn't know, we do these recommendation videos seasonally because I feel that it is our duty to let people know the best games that they should be playing during that particular season. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you haven't experienced one of these before, just know Jeff doesn't know what's to come. But these are really good recommendations this time. You ready?
Always.
Jeff, in the winter, because that's the season in question,
Yeah.
if you go outside for too long, what happens to some of your extremities?
They get cold.
They go
Frozen.
numb.
Yep.
And you become
It's
a
a Linkin Park song.
You become a numbster. Okay, because nothing is working, everything is numb. And so the first game is called Numbsters, which is technically about numbers, but I also think it could be about numb extremities.
Explain.
Your nose gets cold.
No.
Goes numb.
No. I know what a numb is. Mm-hmm. Explain to me how Numbsters is numb.
Okay, beyond the name. Right? Numbsters, N-U-M-B,
Yeah.
numb.
Yeah.
Numb. Numbsters.
Mm-hmm.
Numb. Numb nose, numb toes, numb fingers.
You're not explaining why numb applies to the game.
Oh, well, here's how. Because in this game, smaller numbers eat bigger numbers.
Sure.
And then when you've been eaten, everything is numb because you have no more feeling.
Okay. Okay.
Numbsters is a first game on the list.
Got it.
So we just talked about being outside, and you shouldn't do that because you go numb. So
I
instead
thought
of...
you said your extremities go numb.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're not your whole body.
Then you die, just like
That's
they do in
called
Numbsters.
hypothermia.
So instead of being outside, I think winter is the perfect time to have an inside job. I feel so bad because there's so many guys out there working on the roads in the cold.
Guys and gals.
Guys and gals. The peeps are working out there in the cold and they're freezing. So I am so thankful that I have an inside job, which is the next...
That might be your most clever one.
Which is the next game on the list. Inside job, it's about lying to people.
I'll give you that one. That's clever.
But you can lie to people and say, oh, I can't work outside because I'm too numb.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Very good.
In the winter, most of your plants, actually in Canada, we should be specific. We live in Canada. Most of this is referencing Canada. If you live in Florida in the winter, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? But in Canada, your plants, your flowers, they get covered in snow.
What? Inside?
No, we're outside again.
Oh.
We've gone back outdoors. The flowers are covered in snow.
What if there's no flowers? They're dead.
Yeah, but like they get covered in snow. In that first snowfall, they get covered.
They're already dead.
And so you're like, oh, everything is so
I
white.
want you to acknowledge that they're already dead.
Sure. But they're so white.
They're already dead, though.
And they're void of color.
Because
and
they're dead.
sometimes I look at them and I'm like, I wish I could just go out there and paint those roses. Because I miss the colors of the spring and summer.
Oh my God.
So paint the roses is the next one because you wouldn't paint your roses in the spring and summer because they're already blooming. Paint your roses
I would argue
in the winter.
You wouldn't ever paint your roses anytime.
Oh, you've never watched Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Clearly.
I mean, I have with you.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back indoors for a minute because I'm feeling this way right now. You get stuck inside because of the cold.
You could have said paint a rose on the wall or something. Why did you have to go to...
Oh, because they're covered in snow and they've gone white, and you want them to be red. Anyways, we're back inside because we can't be outside. Too cold. Okay, the painting the roses didn't really work, to be honest with you.
Because they're already dead.
And you get stuck inside for extended periods of time. And you know what that makes you do? It makes you go a little bit mad. And your house becomes a mansion of madness. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You tell me, in Canada, here where we are, there could be like weeks, maybe even a month where we're like, I'm not going outside. It's snowing, it's wet, it's cold, it's gross. And then you get stuck inside. And then you're like, what do I do inside?
I live every day.
In a mansion of madness?
In a mansion of madness.
Yeah. Well, it's very real in the winter time,
agreed.
Specifically.
Agreed, it is very real.
Okay? So we're all on the same page. But you don't have to live in a mansion of madness. You could go outside, you could build a snowman if you wanted to. But here's why, okay?
Here's why what?
Want...
here's why what?
Well, let me finish. You don't want to be stuck in a mansion of madness.
You just go and flip-flop, flip-flop.
So
snip,
instead,
snap, snip, snap.
no, this is a painting of Rose with a story. So instead of being stuck in your mansion of madness, guess what a lot of people do in the wintertime? They go...
on vacation.
Far away.
Yeah, okay. Yep. All right.
They go far away on vacation.
Sure.
Because, well, specifically if they're in Canada. A lot of people go to Cuba.
Otherwise, they don't.
They go to Mexico.
So if they're not in Canada, they don't go far away.
Jamaica.
They have to be in Canada to go
They
far
go to
away.
the Dominican Republic. These are popular destinations.
Those are all places we've not gone to.
I've been to Cuba.
I haven't.
Nice try. I've been there. Far away. Because in the winter, you just want to get far away from it.
Cuba's not that far.
Far enough where there's no snow.
Okay, what is the criteria?
Far away enough that there's no more snow.
Oh, okay.
Florida. I don't care. Go to Florida.
There's no snow here.
Well, it's not technically, Jeff. We're filming this a day or two early before winter starts. Mark my words, though.
Yeah.
When it comes, we'll want to get far away.
Got it.
Actually, we won't because we're done with travel. Too much. Anyways, when you're so bored because it's winter and maybe you can't get far away because you're like us and you're like, I'm sick of traveling. I got to stay in my mansion of madness and do my inside job all winter. And so instead, what was the game? So instead, you get bored and you're like, what do I do now? I guess I'll just sleep. Uh-oh, I'm having a hard time falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I got to start counting sheep because it's sheepy time. Okay? Like sleepy time, but with sheep. Because when you can't fall asleep, you're supposed to count sheep. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I do. I actually do that.
I actually do it all the time, too. It doesn't work.
It works for me. I think it helps with my anxiety, honestly.
Really? You do 1 sheep, 2 sheep.
I do.
Do you picture the sheep?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you want to know what? The sheep in sheepy time are trying to get far away from the nightmare that is winter.
I do that when my brain is...
racing?
Yeah.
Overthinking
and processing.
You count the sheepy time? It's a great game.
I count the sheep.
And you have a sheepy time while you do it. So, here's one thing that I think is great about being in Canada during winter.
How do you do this?
I just look at all of the games we've ever played, and I just let my mind go where it wants to go. Okay, Jeff, here's the next one for you. What comes before winter?
Fall.
Yes. What's a month? What's a month in the fall?
September.
Try again.
October?
Yes. And every October, guess what happens?
Halloween.
There is a Monday.
There is.
One of them might even
There's
be...
4.
One of them's the first Monday.
Yeah. The first Monday in October.
The first Monday in October, which just so happens to be the game that we're going to be talking about right now as a sponsor of today's video, Fort Circle Games.
Ooh. Spicy.
Spicy. On the first Monday in October, the U.S. Supreme Court gathers to decide the fate of a nation. In the game, First Monday in October, 1 to 4 players recreate the history of the court in a tug-of-war over the court's judicial philosophy, representing how key provisions of the U.S. Constitution are interpreted. Score renowned points by advocating for the winning side of cases decided by the Supreme Court and by shaping the judicial philosophy of the court to align with your hidden objectives. Place clerks on what you hope will be the winning side of cases. In order to help their litigants win, players can take actions to change the composition of the court by encouraging justices throughout history to retire by supporting judicial candidates. The first Monday in October is currently on Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter is going to end on December 20th. So if it sounds like something that you may be interested in, all of the information is going to be linked in the description below for you. As you may know, we love Fort Circle games, we love history games, we love war theme games, we love all of that jazz, and we've had great experiences with all of the Fort Circle games that we've played so far. So we're definitely going to be checking this one out.
Agreed.
Agreed. Once again, information, description below. Give her a click and back the game if you feel like it. What's one thing that is irrational that I'm actually afraid of?
So many friggin' things, man.
Think beyond my normal everyday stuff.
Food.
No, beyond normal
money,
everyday. Beyond normal everyday. What am I like? There's probably no possibility that this could ever happen. That this could ever happen.
That could be so many things.
It's about a monster that eats your brains.
Oh, zombies.
Zombies.
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking about zombies.
That
when
is
are they
true.
coming? But it's actually a good thing to be in the winter here because zombies slow down.
I know where this one's going.
Do you?
I think so.
Well, the game I'm suggesting is The Walking Dead Surrounded.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a button shy game.
Oh,
I just did a solo mode on it.
That's-
Obviously, Jeff doesn't watch my solo mode
That's not where
videos.
I was going.
Where were you going? Tell me.
The zombie winter one.
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter.
Too obvious.
Okay. Yeah,
And
fair
unrealistic,
enough.
honestly. Yeah. But in the wintertime, like, you can be surrounded by zombies, but you might not know because they might be frozen in the snow, and then they pop up like those roses.
I can guarantee you, if there was snow here, because there isn't, I want to be
Not
clear.
yet. Soon, though, in a couple days.
If I was walking through a town that had very high snowbanks, I would not one time would think that there are zombies buried.
You wouldn't think that?
No.
Not even during a zombie apocalypse.
It's not a thing.
Well, I think a zombie apocalypse is likely maybe someday. Who's to say? But anyways, I feel safe that I'm not going to be surrounded by the Walking Dead in the winter here.
What if they're immune to the cold?
I haven't heard of those zombies, and I'm not a fan. I think they get frozen in the
there's
winter.
mushroom zombies.
Gross.
Mushrooms can grow in the winter.
Jeff, you gotta keep warm.
Yeah.
And
Babies play.
tell me about a few ways. Yeah, we just made a cat room, and I put all the cat toys in the cat room, and all I can hear is jingle, 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 because she's playing. How do you get warm? Tell me a couple ways.
Turn the heat on.
Okay. Another way?
It's not heat? Okay.
No, it's heat for sure, but like not electric heat.
Put nudie on.
No, think more primitive.
Start a fire.
Yeah?
Fuego.
No, how do you start a fire? You need to
Lighter.
craft
A lighter.
a flame. Flamecraft. Actually,
Holy.
dragons, if you
Jamie,
think about
that one's too
No,
much.
you craft the flame in Flamecraft, and if you have dragons, they do come around in the winter quite often, because we have seen winter is coming, Game of Thrones, and so they're in facto 4.
There was an ice dragon.
And so Flamecraft is another great winter game to keep you warm. Jeff, when we just came back from PEI, we were driving by the bay, and what did I say?
I don't know.
It was frozen over, wasn't it?
Half.
It was frozen over.
Half.
And it almost made me forget about the water that was there.
No.
So
It's
in the
not a
winter,
forgotten water.
You forget about the waters.
No.
Forgotten Waters is the next game because the water turns to ice, and it's a solid surface.
Ice is water.
Solid surface, though. And so I forgot about the water because I didn't see it flowing at all.
There's not one person on the planet that looks at ice and forgets about water. That's not a thing.
Well, I just did. Forgotten water. Forget about water.
And
it's ice
forgotten
now.
waters.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of waters droplets in there, so exactly.
No, you just said it
You
wasn't.
forgot about it.
You just said there wasn't water.
Well, it's because I forgot what's water. All I
Ice.
see is ice. I just see a
Steam.
smooth surface.
Clouds.
Little otters slipping and sliding across it. Do you want to know what? Actually, here's something that I love.
God.
In the winter, specifically when we
These
were
videos
kids.
should count as 10.
Specifically when we were kids, you know how cool snowsuits used to be,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All the fun colors,
Yes.
patterns.
I think I had a brown one, but yes, I know what you're saying.
I just think that people have such a wild style in the winter.
Oh my God.
And so the next game is Wild Style. Don't you find?
They
Because
used to.
I still think they do, though, because people put on the big coats and the mittens and the hats and the
God, I
snow
used to get
pants
so
and the
decked
boots. Jeff and I have matching boots.
My snowsuit was like this one-piecer.
Yeah, one
You
piecer.
you would climb in. Mm-hmm. You'd be so warm. I remember being outside
the
just being
hottest.
toasted.
Okay, here's the best thing in the winter being a kid. It's snowing, perfect. Put my snowsuit on, put my mittens with the strings.
String
so that
goes
they don't,
through.
Yeah, so they don't get lost.
Yeah.
You got your hat, you
Yep.
got your scarf,
Yep.
and you got your balaclava or whatever, like covering your face. You go out, you do the
You didn't
snowman.
put your boots on.
You gotta put your boots on, of course, with double socks. Sometimes I
Yeah.
would. You're outside for like 5 minutes, and you're drenched.
Drenched.
in sweat.
Yeah.
And you like come in and you're like,
Yeah.
you have to start peeling
You
off
can
layers.
barely move.
And then you go back outside.
Yeah.
Crazy. Those were the
You
days.
can barely move in the amount of layers you have on.
We only have 2 more, Jeff. The next
no.
one is, in the winter time, we all know the sun, where is it?
That's valid. In Canada, I don't know. It sucks.
It sucks.
It's just dark all the time.
Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a night cage. Don't you feel that way?
No.
Yeah.
I've never said I feel like I'm living in a night
Well,
cage.
guess what? I'm saying it. I feel like I live in a night cage because I wake up, it's dark. It's 4:30 p.m., dark.
Yep.
That's
Yes.
unacceptable.
Yeah, it's dark a lot.
Yes, we are currently living in a night cage. And
It's
if you
very
live
depressing.
further up north,
I don't know how you
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it
Yep.
either way. Like, number 1, it's so cold.
Yeah.
Number 2, the other half of the year, it's sun all the time.
Yep.
That feels equally bad.
It's true.
It's crazy. Anyways, last but not least, if you're outside and
Yeah.
your fingers have gone numb, you just want to get inside, you're stuck outside in this night cage, and you
Yeah.
come up to this gate,
Yeah.
and you say, "Let me in!"
Why are you going up to random gates?
Well, because I'm lost because it's so dark I can't find my way home. I
Zombies
forgot
are-
where the water was, so I
zombies-
couldn't follow it home. Zombies are chasing me, and I'm at the gates of Loyang, and I'm saying, "Let me in."
Why?
Because let me in. Don't close those gates on me. It's too cold. Let me in. They have a bit of an oasis there
God.
at the market.
That you've had a couple good ones and a couple real stretches.
Do you want to hear the ones that I didn't say?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
One was hooky, because obviously in the winter you want to be playing hooky. That wasn't good
I feel
enough.
like you've done that one
I think
before.
I might have, and that's why I didn't do it. The other one I had was like, in the winter, the sun is so far away. It's very distant. Distant sun.
Yeah, that was a good one. Why did you pick that one?
I
That
don't
was
know.
good.
I also had Citizens of the Spark because I need the spark to keep warm. Chomp because we eat more in the winter to keep ourselves warm.
I know. I feel like we just eat a lot.
Tend because I tend to hate the winter. And I also had heat because, heat.
Yeah, I figured heat would be there somewhere.
Anyways.
Those two are really good. Distant Sun and Heat or
Tend?
Tend.
Well,
I guess
I
you
mean-
don't want
they don't need to be that
you
good.
don't want me to have good ones. I got it.
You liked Inside Job. So those are some of my recommendations for you for board games for this winter.
I tend to hate the winter.
The best board games you could play. I'd love to know in the description or the comments below, what are some of your favorite winter games? Be specific. Like, tell me a story about it. Do you paint your roses after the snow falls? Create a narrative. Yeah, and sorry if the sound was crap and the lights crap. It just is what it is.
It's winter.
It's winter. All right, friends, that is everything that we have for you today. I hope this winter you stay very warm and that you can get out of your night cage and out of your mansion of madness and go far away, even just once. Right, Jeffrey? That is everything we have. If you're interested in buying board games, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
And if you like what you see,
please subscribe.
Hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye, goodbye.
Later days.
100% battery. And it's festive. Are we recording? Nice.
They're very good gingerbread man.
Mm-hmm. This is a gingerbread man foot. Shout out to Christy. Of course, she made them. I'm just going to get a sip of juice. Alright, that doesn't taste good with gingerbread.
I wish I had a coffee.
Do you want me to make you coffee?
What are you filming?
Okay, maybe for the next one. You can have it.
I feel like the lights make me look like I have...
shadows? It's janky. They're just overhead lights. What do you want from us? Professional setup? Not yet. Not till Thursday now.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Anyways. Yep. There is an ice dragon. And so...
Hey, God.
And I looked at the water. Remember, if you don't face the mic, it can't hear you at all. When we were driving...
Don't patronize me.
But you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I do.